Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. I'm going to hit you with a three-piece. Three-piece today. Oh, yeah. Monday and working. Working. Why? Because some materials are late. I don't need to go back to work. Anyway, guys. Anthem. Right here. Let me tell you, this is one of my guilty pleasures. And there's a lot to critique on this game. We all have games that are not popular. Maybe that people didn't like. They didn't like the mechanics, what have you. But this is one game, for me, okay? For me, it's just an opinion, and it's subjective. Okay, I'm not telling the absolute truth. But for me, this was a game that got the flying mechanics right. They did, at least for me. And I would just go around flying. A lot of times, just kind of zoning out, when you just need to clear your mind, and flying in this game was one of those relaxing activities that I would do. And I was all in on the game. I have an Anthem t-shirt, I think that my wife is wearing currently. I have the guide, I have more than one copy. I have a steel book. I have this one. I was really into the game when it came out. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for them, and they're going to shut down the servers on January 12th, and it's one of those things that, this whole movement of preserving games, I think that is fair. We should be able to get something, or, have the community continue and do this. But, it's just sad news, guys. I mean, when you have a game that you like, or people are invested in the game itself, it's always sad. But let me give you the update here so we can go and just read what they said here. And this has been known for a while, guys. I'm just going through it because it's going to happen here pretty soon. Hi, everyone. We have an important update to share regarding Anthem. After careful consideration, we'll be sunsetting Anthem January 12th, 2026. Sunsetting! That's a new term. I'm not going to fire you. I'm going to sunset you. Feels better, doesn't it? I'm feeling better already. This means that the game will still be playable online for the next 180 days. As of today, you can no longer purchase in-game premium currency. Now, this is out a while ago, guys. So this is just, 6 days from now. This is going to happen. But you can still use your remaining balance until the servers go offline. We deeply appreciate your dedication, passion, and support over the years, and we'd like to thank you for that. For additional information on Anthem, please refer to the FAQ below, the BioWare team. And, there's the questions, a game servers will be available until the January 12th, 2026, at which time the game will no longer be playable. Oh, man, that sucks. Why can't I play Anthem in offline mode? Anthem was designated to be an online-only title, so once the servers go offline, the game will no longer be playable. That's what really hurts. I don't care if you don't want to do the servers, but my game should be able to play by itself. I should be able to get that experience of just flying around. I don't need other people. As a matter of fact, I'm not a huge fan of playing with other people online. I'd rather just play by myself. But this is the crux of the problem. This is the problem of the video game industry today. Okay, so we don't want to handle the servers anymore, so you don't get to play the game. We need to preserve these games. How are we going to preserve a game like this? I'm sure the modding community and somebody will figure something out. Maybe a patch. Maybe you can only do it on PC. But, this just becomes worthless plastic, because you can't do anything with it. That's not the case with these games. Right? That's what's fundamentally wrong with the business model today. That one side of the business transaction can just say, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, And I can understand it. Look, servers cost money. I get that. But why isn't there a single player adventure in here? Right? That should be part of the sauce. That should be part of the cake. And that's what we need to legislate. It's not going to change. These companies are not going to do it on their own. Companies are not going to, and I'm from the business world, right? I'm not going to tell my clients, hey, go and do something that's going to increase your expenses and lower your profitability. That's the opposite of what I do. I get paid to do the opposite of that, right? But if it increases some sort of value, like, okay, well, what is that going to cost? And of course, if you legislate it, prices are going to go up. You would wish that these companies would do it on their own. They're not. Eventually, people might get their wish, as the sentiment grows more and more and more, but the companies are going to charge for it, right? So now you're going to, that could be the break to the $100 games, because they're going to say, well, it's because we need to produce 2 games. We used to sell you a $50 game that was just online only, but then it would go offline and you guys complained. So here's a $100 game because now we have to make 2 games, the single player version, and the multiplayer version, which is complete crap. You and I and everybody else knows that. But that's what they're going to do. Why? Because that's what I would recommend they do. Because I'm part of the I'm part of the scum sucking leeches that advise these people on what to do, right? I'm sorry. I don't do it for the video game industry. I do it for other industries, but that's, you might as well know who you're talking to, right? It's just sad, as a gamer, for me, even though business wise I'm on the other side of the table, there is something inherently wrong when you sell something that you can take away at any time, because it's just a rental. I rented this game, right? I bought all these things on rental. The only thing that I have that is going to be usable is the guide, because I can read it. Right? I can just stare at this and it's not going to make any difference. I have a steel case. I can consider it as a, I don't know, collectible, but it makes no sense for these companies to make games that have no single experience. All right, guys, I just wanted to be sad. Maybe there's 1 or 2 people in the world that like Anthem. But I'm telling you that there's something to the game mechanic as far as flying, and I hope they figure it out on PC. I'm going to go see if there's a 99-cent copy that I can buy, because I'm sure somebody's going to mod something and I'll be able to do it at least on, on my PC somewhere. But yeah, guys, it sucks. It sucks when you lose a game. Guys, thank you so much. Just want to remind you, if you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe, right? You can join the channel if you want to look at my outtakes and stuff like that, because, I use no script and I screw up a lot. So I put those on there, and I put all the videos that, YouTube doesn't like. And you know what? I'm going to make the next video, because I just saw another content creator get demonetized. And I want to complain. I want to complain about that, of what YouTube business practices are because of that. So, with that said, guys, I'll bid you a farewell and buy my coffee. Oh, buy me coffee if you want. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.